Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching NDTV. As the dust settles post-Operation Sindoor, the initial political consensus seems to be quickly unravelling, replaced by escalating tensions and also blame games. Now, what started as a moment of national unity after the Pahalgam terror attack, marked by all-party meetings and diplomatic missions, has now morphed into this charged political battlefield, even as delegations now head back home.
I think when I say, is it so difficult to be a patriot, that's a question that has to be asked of those who are putting out tweets and saying things that I believe are not very encouraging when you want to do something for the nation.
It was Salman Khurshid, who's part of all-party delegation. He's a member of one of those delegations. Now, first it was Shashi Tharoor offering explanations. Now it is Salman Khurshid. And he has emphasized that these delegations aim to secure international support, not project internal divisions. Both have revealed growing incoherence within the Congress party, specifically in the opposition. And this comes even as Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge reiterated demands for a special session of the parliament, accusing the Prime Minister of indulging in political grandstanding rather than focusing on security. Let's listen into what Mr. Kharge said.
Delegation ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಬಟ್ ನೀವು ಆ ಡೆಲಿಗೇಷನ್ ಬರೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಅವ್ರಲ್ಲಿಂದ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ತೊಗೊಳಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಚುನಾವಣೆ ಭಾಷಣನೇ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಓಡಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು ದೇಶಕ್ಕೂ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಲ್ಲ.
The Congress President's jibe followed Prime Minister Modi's remarks at public rallies in poll-bound Bihar, where he praised the unity of political voices post the Pahalgam attack and in fact framed the operation as part of New India's doctrine, that is basically an approach that asserts India's shift from passive responses to active justice in the face of terrorism. The BJP meanwhile has accused the Congress and the TMC of echoing Pakistan's narrative, especially as opposition criticism turned sharper following comments by CDS General Anil Chauhan's remarks that he made in Singapore. Now, Amit Shah has also spoken on this.
आपने ऑपरेशन सिंदूर का विरोध नहीं किया. आपने इस देश की करोड़ों माताओं बहनों की भावनाओं के साथ खिलवाड़ किया है, खिलवाड़ किया. ऑपरेशन सिंदूर पर सवाल उठाने वाली ममता जी को सिंदूर की कीमत बंगाल की माताएं बहनें जरा समझा दे, सिंदूर का अपमान करने का क्या मतलब होता.
So that was Home Minister Amit Shah speaking in Kolkata. Now, the Chief of Defence Staff has admitted that India had to change course after initial errors, offering the opposition new ammunition to question the government's strategic preparedness. Now, the Congress party has attacked the government for not disclosing these details in the all-party meeting. It has also demanded accountability at the top. Now, it's not just the Congress party that has demanded answers. The TMC has also accused the centre of failing in intelligence and national security, while the Home Minister has blamed the TMC state government in West Bengal for obstructing BSF operations, refusing land for fencing, and also contributing to infiltration risks. Now, in the backdrop, the question of air combat losses continue to simmer, although both the Chief of Defence Staff and also DGMO have clarified details, aided this time by visual evidence, a lesson learned from past controversies over surgical strikes where the opposition demanded proof and faced backlash. But the political discourse continues to spiral. The Congress party has been more cautious this time, but the call for Kargil-style independent defence review panel and also a special session of the parliament indicates a growing institutional pressure, specifically in the opposition. The timing of the multi-party delegations return, they're all set to return to India in the next few hours. In fact, some of them are returning tomorrow. The one that's gone to the US, headed by Shashi Tharoor, will take about another week more. Now, all of that has coincided with rising domestic political tempers. In the midst of this, a political dilemma confronts India's democracy. Should national security be sacrosanct above politics? Is questioning the government an essential democratic function? But this is conflict time. Isn't it time to project a unified face? As diplomacy winds down, politics has resumed with full force, and the idea of unity during crisis seems to be under stress. Does India's ability to maintain democratic accountability without weakening national resolve face its most significant test? That's the question we asked today. But before that, before I bring in my guest, let's also talk to Sanjay Jha, who's a JDU MP, and he in fact, is leading a delegation to Japan, Indonesia, Malaysia. In fact, he's also set to come back soon to India. Thank you, Mr. Jha, for speaking to NDTV. You're in Malaysia now. Tell us a little bit about your experience. You've been out to different countries leading this delegation. You've traveled to several countries in the last few days. How are these nations reacting to India's Operation Sindoor?
It's more than a week. We have been to Japan, we have been to South Korea, then we have been to Singapore, now then we to Indonesia, now we are in Malaysia. In these three countries, Japan, South Korea, and Singapore, there is a lot of appreciation of India's economic development. One, India is the fourth largest economy in the world and all this. That they appreciated. They appreciated India's position also as far as the fight against terrorism. No country asked about India's attack on terror infrastructure. They appreciated rather, indirectly. They never asked why we have attacked those terror infrastructure. In Indonesia, it's the largest Muslim population. There was a support for India's stand and self-defense also. And now we are in Malaysia. Malaysia is slightly because even President of Pakistan was supposed to be here on 9th May. They was telling us. And because of what happened there, he cancelled the program. So they are appreciating our point of view vis-a-vis cross-border terrorism after seeing how those who were killed, they segregated on religious line. And nothing happened after they want to criminalize the issue. That was the purpose. Nothing happened in the other part of the country. That they appreciated. And they appreciated largely that it's all party delegation. Everywhere they said it's a one voice. We are talking about India's security, India's fight against terrorism. So that appreciation was there everywhere.
Right. Mr. Jha, you're leading this multi-party delegation. It has people from different political parties, TMC, CPM, Congress, BJP, JDU. How was the working of the delegation? In fact, Salman Khurshid is also part of your delegation. He has also posted on X. He's talked about the politics that's going around in India. He has asked, why should it be so difficult to be patriotic?
Everyone here, from Abhishek Banerjee to John Britas to Salman Khurshid ji to Aparajita Sarangi to Brijlal to Himang Joshi, this is our team. It's one voice. This almost we are ending it tomorrow. It's one voice. We talked about India's position. There was not an iota of difference here. When we and that was appreciated everywhere. That was appreciated everywhere. The government has sent all-party delegation, and they said that 1.4 billion people, they are talking about one voice, and it's a new normal, the new policy, and they talked about it, the new normal. Even Salman Khurshid Sahab talked about how India was integrated after the abrogation of 370. Even he talked about how election happened there, assembly election happened, and 64% people voted in the election. How economy is thriving. How 3 crore tourists were there. So all these things they spoke in the meeting.
Also, sir, you're the chief of the delegation. Here we see all of you argue, oppose each other. How difficult or challenging was it for you to keep everybody united? And also tell us a little bit about the most memorable country that you visited.
I tell you, Prime Minister has done a great thing to send the delegation, because as far as my delegation is concerned, everyone talked in one voice. Everyone. It is almost we are concluding it. Everyone talked in one voice, and in the delegation, it's not all party also. We are from different region. People are from Kerala to Tamil Nadu to Assam to Bengal to Bihar to Gujarat. So across India, people are member of parliaments are in the delegation. Across parties, we are there. All religion in the delegation. And we are talking in the same voice. That message has gone very loud.
Right. Mr. Jha, also as you prepare to come back home, would you say an idea like this works to help our country stand tall in the global community?
Absolutely stand tall. And as far as my delegation is concerned, wherever you go, everyone appreciated its multi-party delegation. And in delegation also, we talked in one voice.
Thank you, Mr. Jha, for speaking to NDTV. Also, West Bengal Minister Shashi Panja is joining us now. She's also a TMC leader. Thank you, ma'am, for speaking to NDTV. What is the TMC's official position when it comes to Operation Sindoor? We saw the speeches made by both Mamata Banerjee, the Chief Minister, and also Amit Shah, the Home Minister. Abhishek Banerjee, your General Secretary, is part of multi-party delegations. Do you agree with the Congress Party's observation that the BJP or the centre is politicizing the issue?
What is important here is, very fortunately, I was listening to Mr. Sanjay Jha, who's heading the multi-party delegation, in which Abhishek Bandyopadhyay, who's the General Secretary, All India TMC General Secretary, is also part of the team, and he mentioned. So the entire team, when it is visiting abroad and speaking about Operation Sindoor, the retaliatory attack by India on Pakistan, and the global fight against terrorism, how it should be. So this is the stance and this is the stand which AITC also took. And Pakistan is sheltering terrorists, and this has to be condemned. Severe scathing remarks, even by Shri Abhishek Banerjee, who's part of the delegation. It is all in the public domain. This is what the stand of the Trinamool Congress has been till. Unfortunately, we saw Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, his visit on 29th May to Bengal, North Bengal, where he addressed a meeting. And yesterday, 1st of June, the Union Home Minister, Amit Shah ji, was here in Bengal. You see, it was shocking to hear them speak, because what they were doing and what their leaders here, the BJP leaders, in the meeting, in their presence, were saying that Operation Sindoor happened with Pakistan, Operation Bengal will happen out. Now, this is very unfortunate at a time when a multi-party delegation putting nation first and speaking about national security, that is what has been, going around in the delegations which are visiting abroad. And here you have Honorable Prime Minister and the Home Minister totally, politicizing that operation.
Yeah.
And, scathing remarks, blistering remarks against Bengal, equating all soil with terrorist soil. Very sad.
Right.
This was very sad.
Right, Ms. Panja, but,
and that is why our Chief Minister.
But the Home Minister has also made a very important charge here. He has said that it is the TMC that is not giving land to BSF. In fact, it is the TMC that is also in some ways being responsible for the infiltration that is happening. Although, guarding the international border is MHA's responsibility, the MHA is saying that the fencing is not happening because Mamata Banerjee is not giving them the land that the BSF needs. How do you respond to that?
Union Home Minister actually is, the incident which has taken place in Pahalgam, in Jammu and Kashmir, where these people, these perpetrators, they came, they killed, they fled. So instead of questioning the fencing or the land, etc., here in Bengal, you see, how did they penetrate into Pahalgam is the primary question. So look at the brutality of that terrorism and look at the abdication of responsibility. I mean, one has to address that first. Okay. And this is absolutely wrong and absolutely false. Land is being made available. You see, there is a huge border. I mean, this is just a diversion of the attention. Why are we talking about Bengal here?
Okay.
You see, the criminals, those who killed those civilians, the tourists, it was in Jammu and Kashmir, and who's looking after Jammu and Kashmir law and order is the government of India through the Lieutenant Governor. Okay. So who is responsible for that? Okay. I mean, you have no answers to that.
Okay, fair points. Thank you, Ms. Panja. I'm completely out of time. Let me also bring in the BJP spokesperson. Yeah, thank you, Ms. Panja, for joining us. Radhika Khera of the BJP joins us. She's with me in the studio. We also have Nishant Anand of the Congress Party and Neerja Chaudhary, who's a senior journalist. Thank you, all of you, for joining me. Radhika, you heard the TMC spokesperson. The opposition, as a whole is also saying that it wants to ask questions. So why not have the special session of the parliament when you already have sent multi-party delegations, you have had all-party meetings? Why not do this as well?
Well, I think the opposition should rest a bit. We've time and again, whether it is the Army, Navy or the Air Force chiefs or the DGM or even the Prime Minister of the country, everyone has been continuously saying that Operation Sindoor is still on. What is the hurry for the Congress? They should wait. We are in a mode that we are on a mission to destroy terrorism, finish terrorism. And like the Prime Minister has time and again said, that we are going to finish even those who are supporting terrorism. And what is ironic here, you have the opposition leaders who are going on foreign soil and talking about how Article 370 has been removed and it's brought a change into the country, into Jammu Kashmir, how the Congress leaders are putting the nation first. But their own party is now, forget mocking the BJP or questioning the BJP, they're mocking their own leaders. It's so sad that back home, the Congress is saying something else, ki chota mota Operation Sindoor tha. Somebody saying that Operation Sindoor was a failure, while their leaders and all across the party line, if you heard Kansi Mohiji, when she was asked which was the language of national language of the country, she said, standing together, unity is the national language. That is the stand all parties are taking, and here the Congress is on a separate line. I do not understand that the Congress's fight is against the BJP and Modi ji, or like Rahul Gandhi said, his fight is against India. But that is what we are seeing happening over here. It is very unfortunate at a time when the entire country should be together. We saw yesterday an incident when the Ukraine bombed Russia and 40 planes were destroyed. Did you see anyone from Russia coming out and asking, kitne jahaz gir gaye? But continuously, despite our DGMO, everyone coming and saying this is not the time to count losses or what we have won, because we are still in a state of war. But yet Rahul Gandhi will go on. He's the same man who questioned Rafale. Then he'll go on to say Chokidar. There's a time for everything, and when the time is right, we will talk, and we are continuously. Pehle saboot mangte the, Balakot and all airstrikes ke. The Army, the Air Force and the Navy came out and gave them everything. Now we should wait. We are still at war with terrorism. Let Operation Sindoor conclude, and then there will be parliament sessions. But unfortunately, even when there will be a parliament session, as you know, Vasudha, you've covered as many. Rahul Gandhi will probably start with a placard, and Palestine bags will be carried by Priyanka Vadra, and they will shout over when the Prime Minister is speaking. And we saw that happening. Okay. When the Prime Minister was addressing the parliament after the President spoke, we saw how Rahul Gandhi was continuously heckling and sending his MPs, well mein jao, well mein jao. Okay. If the opposition also has to behave responsibly. Okay,
Dr. Anand, first Dr. Tharoor, then Khurshid. Your own party people are also saying that probably this is not the time to ask questions. This is also the time to stay united, because there's also a perception war that's building, right? So, and the larger objective has been achieved. Why keep asking questions on losses, which of course is commonplace in any combat situation?
Hi, good evening to everybody. See, I'll start by saying that Modi, our Honorable Prime Minister, Modi ji, has failed on national security, failed on foreign policy, and failed the people of India. And from day one, the Indian National Congress we stayed united and together with the Indian Armed Forces and the government. Now, we also condemn the disgraceful silence by the Prime Minister Modi and the BJP government. I'll start from the beginning. 22nd of April, Pahalgam incident happened. And it is the report of the Intel which was being published in all the national newspapers that it was warned by the Intel that an incident can happen in the area of Jammu and Kashmir. Then why 2,000 people, an area where there were 2,000 people, why there was no security? Let's move on. We asked this question in the month of April, but we stayed quiet because as we wanted to support the Indian Armed Forces and the government. Now what happened? 2 days after that incident, Modi ji was seen in Bihar laughing on an election stage. Now, let's go ahead. Now, they gave the operation name as in Sindoor. What happened? We asked them, what about the terrorists who killed 26 civilians? There is no answer. Those terrorists are still not been caught. Now, when we ask questions that who did the ceasefire, Trump has clearly said 13 times that he did the ceasefire. And when we ask the question to the Modi government that who did the ceasefire, they are not able to answer to the Trump. They are not able to answer the nation. They are not able to answer the opposition. We requested for 15 days, can we do a special session so that the parliament and the people of the nation can know what happened about this ceasefire? But what Modi ji and BJP wanted to do is that they turned out our Prime Minister Modi as an actor, and his billboards are there in everywhere in India. See, aaj BJP, today we all know, Chothi past Prime Minister, if we have a Prime Minister like Modi ji, where we stand. If we talk about foreign policy.
Nishant, Radhika, the fact that there is this continuous allegation that BJP is politicizing this, I know the Prime Minister has talked about unity of political class, but the fact that, BJP has also been talking about Operation Sindoor, right? Do you think that is a valid criticism?
When we just saw an example of what the Congress is all about, when the spokesperson is mocking the Prime Minister and using the kind of language that he did, ki ye pass, wo pass. Unfortunately, they believe in only the Gandhi family, and other than the Gandhi family, nobody can become the Prime Minister of the country. And this is for the Congress spokesperson who's spreading fake news on your channel. This is Asif Sheikh, one of the 4 terrorists who was killed and इतनी बुरी तरह मारा गया that his head was also separated from his body. This is Asif Sheikh. I did not speak in between, and I will not appreciate if you will talk in between. This was one of the terrorists who was killed, और हमारी सेना पाकिस्तान के अंदर घुस के गई, and 9
like an Indian armed forces.
terrorists were killed.
He needs to respect. He's an honorable Prime Minister of our nation. He is acting as a model.
We don't need any moral or any gyan
from the Sindoor operation is running.
I'm sorry, can we just have Radhika please?
Thank you so much. After 26/11, I don't know where the Congress spokesperson was then, but I was still a part of Congress and I was a spokesperson. After 26/11, the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, he was bringing his son and I think Ram Gopal Verma to make a movie on what was happening. The External Affairs Minister was changing his clothes. He changed his clothes 3 times. And it is on record that Prime Minister of then Dr. Manmohan Singh, Rahul Gandhi in a rally recently, and then P. Chidambaram went on to say that we did not attack back because we do not believe in war, we are a responsible nation, and we do not believe in attacking our neighbor. And Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh went on to say, my heart lies with Pakistan. This was the action and reaction of India then, and our armed forces went on to say that hamare haath bandh diye gaye the. And what happened today? हम लोग घर में घुस के जाके मार के आए हैं. 9 air bases destroyed, over 100 terrorists killed. पूरा के पूरा POK में where they were living, everything has been destroyed. The entire families, LET and everything has been destroyed. They are not able to stand back again.
Okay.
And this is what they are talking. The Pradhan Mantri is shameful.
Okay, let me just take one quick comment from Neerja Chaudhary. Neerja, how do you see the reaction from both BJP, Congress this time? There was a feeling that Congress was being far more cautious, but some questions have to be asked, but I also agree that there could be a timing for this. How do you see the politics that has erupted around Operation Sindoor?
One thing I'd like to just, I observed, Radhika said that there'll be no parliament session till the Operation Sindoor is over.
No,
is
I
that
didn't say
the formal
that,
party line?
Till it is over. I never said that there will be no session. Ma'am, don't misquote me, please. Please don't misquote me. Neerja, you have this habit. You have misquoted me on every debate on NDTV, so don't carry that on.
No, you said that...
and I appreciate you.
Parliament session only after Sindoor operation. I want to know, is that the formal line?
Don't misquote me, ma'am. Don't misquote me.
Okay, can we have Neerja? Yes, ma'am. Neerja.
Okay. The other thing, of course, is that as far as the delegations go, the Prime Minister has gained because the country has stood behind him and has enunciated the line of India, the line of government of India, and very, I would say very sophisticatedly, very beautifully. Even the delegation was asked in one of the press conferences or meeting, does that mean that you Congress people now are going to support Mr. Modi in everything rather than question? And both Anand Sharma and Manish Tiwari answered that very well, that as far as national interest goes, as far as fight against terror goes, as far as national security goes, we are one. So that line has been very well articulated in world capitals. The opposition has also gained because they have now come across as nationalism plus their own whatever specific things they stand for,
Right.
whether it's liberal politics, whether whatever different parties believe
Right.
in. So
Nija ma'am, I'm just coming back to you. We'll have to get your closing remarks. Nishant, closing remarks. What do you have to say about the BJP's attack on the opposition, saying that this is undermining the spirit of the armed forces? Very quickly.
Okay, first of all, today news is that Prime Minister of our world's fourth largest economy will not attend the G7 summit. See, we need to understand 27 terrorists has been done on India in the last 11 years. Modi ji is not able to handle the nation, is not able to handle the foreign policy, and he's only good at one thing, which is at the modeling. Now, tell me one last thing: if the ceasefire is not done completely, then why this has started? Why he has started asking for votes the similar way they asked when the Pahalgam attack? See, we need to understand.
Okay, you asked a question, Radhika. Respond to that, please.
Unfortunately, the Congress spokespersons today have no study and they do not go on about what is happening. It is not a ceasefire, it's a pause. Operation Sindoor is still on. If you're listening to everything what the Prime Minister
Please
says, you should
answer.
listen to
Please
him
answer
also.
the question.
Please don't interrupt. You have this bad
Please
habit. Is this
answer.
what Rahul
Please,
Gandhi taught you in the
please,
recent
don't
TV
shout.
session? कि जब
Don't
कोई बोले
shout.
बीच में बोलो, this is the problem. Now you know why our session should not be held, because their leader will go and shout, well mein jao, and that's the same thing that the spokespersons do. Let me make this very clear. Like I had said earlier, we should wait when the right time comes. The government is a very responsible government and we are the ones who have reacted. And as far as the G7 goes, when the situation and the relations between Canada and India are such, and if they are promoting Khalistan, it's a proper, EAM has spoken to their EAM and it's a proper call. Our nation will be put
completely
first.
out of time. These are last comments from you, ma'am. Do you see... Do you see a special session in the offing? Do you think that is the way forward?
That's why I said I was interested in her comment, the BJP spokesperson, that it will not be done till, because so far it's been an open question. And I hope a special session can be held, because so many of the questions have already been answered by the delegation. Why should they not be answered in Parliament? The CDS, the Chief of Defence Staff, has talked about planes coming down. So and no pilots. So all these things are, part of an operation like this. And I think we should be able to, the government should be able to face the opposition on these ones. And I think Parliament is very important. You can't just keep postponing it. I think overall, as far as the delegations go, the government has gained, the opposition has gained, and India has gained through that exercise.
Right. Also, Nija ma'am, last few comments from you on the kind of remarks that opposition parties have given, and also the various opposition leaders from Salman Khurshid to Shashi Tharoor. Do you also see cracks in the opposition when it comes to Operation Sindoor?
Obviously has very serious misgivings and questions. The way I think they could have made virtue out of necessity with, the government choosing its senior leaders. They should be proud of the leaders, their performance outside. They couldn't have done better. The opposition members have done very, very well in articulating India's stand. And I think the Congress can justly be proud of all that it has such senior leaders who understand governance.
Right. Thank you so much, Nija Chaudhary. Thank you, Nishant Anand, and thank you, Radhika Khera, for joining me on this debate.